Okay. Hi there. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? I'm so happy to see everybody. If you'll rise, Paul PIROK, past President Paul PIROK is going to come provide the invocation, pledge, and lead in the national anthem. Welcome up, Paul.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all? Good. Before I start the invocation, do we have anybody we need to remember in our prayers this week?
We sure do. And I don't know the status. As of a couple days ago, they were still waiting to do surgery on C.C. Colley. He has an infection. And so I've not heard from Sue in the last day or so, so I assume it's just still kind of the same. But he's in the hospital awaiting surgery.
Okay, thanks, Richard. Any other concerns? We're going to save our joys for Happy Bucks, but do we have any other concerns? Yes, ma'am.
My mom just got her pacemaker replaced.
Okay, what's your...
It went well, but we're still, just a few days after.
Oh, thank you. Okay, if we could bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, we pray for all of those that are affected by fire, flood, hurricane, war, oppressive regimes. We keep all those people in our prayers. This week we especially pray for C.C. Colley, who's undergoing surgery, and for Linda, who's just had surgery and is on the mend. Now, Father, where we are now, we're so blessed. We're blessed to have been born where we were born. We're blessed to live where we live. We're blessed to have what we have. We know that all these blessings flow from you, and we thank you. We're members of Rotary because we know that we should share our blessings. Help us to remember this daily. Help us to remember that we're blessed. Help us to remember that we believe in service above self. Help us to remember to prioritize your work instead of other less important things. Help us to remember to make a difference every day. Father, give us the strength to transform the world as you should have it. And it's in your name that we pray. Amen. All right. Place your hand over your hearts. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are we a cappella? You do have the video, okay.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So welcome to Rotary. We are so thrilled that you're here, and now we're going to introduce guests. If you brought a guest, if you and your guest will please stand so we can make sure everybody gets introduced. Past President Richard Stansford has the microphone. He's going to bring it to you. Evan has a guest.
This is Clara Guzman. She works with Dallas Education with the college. Just excited to be here and looking forward to possibly joining Rotary.
Fabulous. Thank you. Welcome, Claire. Mark has a guest.
I'd like to introduce a couple of good friends of mine. This is Sharon Gillespie. She's a great artist, makes all kinds of really cool stuff. What's
Fabulous.
your website?
Sharon-Gillespie.com.
Go there.
Nice.
Awesome gift ideas with the holidays coming up. And this is my friend Tom Zipton.
Oh, I didn't recognize you with the beard.
He does a lot of things. He's really into CBD and that technology right now, but also very interested in eSports and into cryptocurrency as well. So he was very interested in the subject matter today and the speaker.
Awesome. We're so thrilled that y'all are here.
And I saw a friend of mine walk in. Please stand up, Melissa. This is Melissa Cody. Melissa has visited with us before. She's also visited with Dallas. She's got good taste. She's trying to decide where she wants to be. I think this is the place. But welcome, Melissa Cody.
Welcome, Melissa. We're so glad you're back. Anyone? Anyone? Another guest?
Hi. Well, please stand. Happy invited a great person, and I get to introduce her. This is Cindy Lambert. And Cindy, tell us just a little bit about you.
Well, I was here last week as a guest, and I wanted to come again to find out a little more about volunteer opportunities, especially those in person. But
You came to the right place.
I'm an employment lawyer and a litigator, and I've lived in Dallas all my life except for 3 years in law school. So I'm delighted to be here.
Awesome. We're so glad you're back.
Thank you.
Welcome, Cindy. I could ask all the attorneys to raise their hands, but it would be just about almost in the entire room. And now we're going to have our marketplace advertiser, Kyle MARMILLION, is going to highlight Scott McLAUGHLIN. Come on up, Kyle.
Awesome. Hi, everyone, and thank you, President Happy. So Vista Bank, at Vista Bank, we've been putting people first since 1912. That's how we've done business since we opened our doors in Rawls, Texas, 190 years ago, and it's why we're still in business today. As we're expanded across the state into North and Central Texas, we've remained true to our West Texas roots. With best-in-class service, it's no wonder we've been named Texas Monthly's Best Companies to Work For, Dallas Business Journal's Middle Market 50, and SMU Cox School of Business Dallas 100. One of the Dallas top commercial lenders, Texas' largest Main Street lending program funder, and the second largest nationwide, Vista stood in the gap for small businesses during the pandemic with a rich history in banking entrepreneurs. Vista operates more like a startup than a traditional bank, offering innovative solutions to personal and commercial clients alike, while never sacrificing our top priority, putting people first. Giving back to the communities that we serve is at the heart of our mission, which is why we have a long-standing relationship with Rotary in North Texas and across our great state. With values that align seamlessly, partnering with the Rotary Club of Park Cities has allowed Vista Bank to help create change for the better in our community through passion, energy, and intelligence. We would be honored to earn your trust and your business. Thank you very much. Scott.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Scott. And we actually have a couple extra marketplace advertiser spots. So if you too would like to become an advertiser, just let us know. If you look on the hub on the back of that, you'll see all of our advertisers. And so we'd love to have a couple more of y'all join us there. The advertisers are also featured on our website and Facebook. Happy Bucks. It's time for Happy Bucks. If you have some really happy news that you'd like to share, if you'll rise and give us your money, whatever denomination you decide works for me. And this money goes towards honoring our public service people that we recognize once a month, two very special people. And today we're going to honor 2 teachers right after this. I'll go ahead and start. I am so excited. This evening, I get to plant my favorite plant, purple coneflowers. I'm so excited. They're really actually hard to find, and so I really scored last night finding them. So I'm so excited.
So we now have an
wow.
official Happy Bucks receptacle, and that means
Thank you, Michelle. It's so cool.
You don't have to wait.
Where's Michelle?
You can
Thank
come
you
by
so much.
and drop your Happy Bucks in anytime to take care of this project. So it looks like we have quite a few today. Dan, we'll start with you.
All right, we are early in the season, but both SMU football and Christ the King football are both undefeated to start the year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Good job.
Good morning, good afternoon. As we speak, my grandson Henry Hargrave is getting on a plane with about 3 different stops to fly to Sevilla, Spain.
Wow.
For a semester abroad experience. I'm very happy for him to have this journey, and please join me in wishing him well. Thanks.
Awesome.
Great. You like to make a donation? There we go. Great.
Thank you, Marilyn. Nolan.
I am very happy to announce that the University of Arkansas Razorbacks soundly defeated the Horns of Texas University this last weekend. So I am thrilled to make that announcement and so happy.
I'm excited for you. Go Razorbacks.
Stick it in there. Thanks, Scott.
I don't know if we're going to allow that one, Nolan.
Miss Alice.
I have Happy Bucks because this week I went to the DPS and got my driver's license renewed. It only took an hour and a half, and I have dreaded it for 6 months, and I am so happy for that to be behind me. So,
Because you had to update your address and all that stuff.
oh, it was everything.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Going once.
Way to go.
Oh, Cubby.
Cub over there has some happy news.
Thank you, Scott. Well, I hadn't planned to say anything until I heard Nolan duck, and I'll respond to that. Is the season isn't over, Nolan. The other thing I want to share is my wife and I just completed a 2,600-mile car trip from New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, South Dakota, Kansas, Nebraska, and Oklahoma.
Sounds like you covered all the states.
Which included Mount Rushmore and the Badlands. So great trip. I'd highly recommend it.
Awesome. We missed you. Glad you're back. Fabulous. I'm also really happy that Bob Grossman is here today. He's the creator of our chili recipe that we get to enjoy every first Friday in December. We're so happy that you're here, Bob. And I hear that you've been a Rotarian a long time. How many years? 40 years. Let's give him a round of applause. We're so glad you're here. It still counts. It still counts. That's right. Welcome back. And now I'd like to call on Sean Johnson. He's going to recognize our 2 outstanding HPISD Teachers of the Year. Come on up, Sean.
Please hold your, that's too much, stop. No, stop, please. No. But good afternoon, good to see everyone, and I will also say that the Red Raiders are 2-0, but the season is still early, right? Had to throw that in there. Well, I am just overjoyed to be able to present our public service honorees this month. As you all may be aware, for 4 months out of the calendar year, we will recognize 2 high-performing teachers or HPISD staff members, and then the other 8 months we'll recognize representatives from the town of HP and the city of University Park. So without further ado, we'd like to first recognize our first honoree, who is the pride of West Texas, also made one of the best decisions in the world to go to Texas Tech University. So Savannah Vardell is in her 6th year teaching. all of which have been for HP in the special education department at McCulloch. She received her undergrad from, take a wild guess? Texas Tech University. That's right, you got it. You all catch on fast. Y'all reading my notes or something? A double major in psychology and history. She has a master's from Southeastern Oklahoma State University with a degree in special education administration. In her current position, she works with students in the fundamentals classes on all 4 core subjects: daily living skills, job skills, self-care skills, and social skills. The support and care they provide students with each day allows them to thrive throughout the building and community. As they teach independence in the classroom, they are able to see students be themselves, show what they have learned, and show the skills they have learned that they will use for a lifetime. Savannah's main goal for her classroom is to ensure that her students are able to grow, learn, have a job that they love, and just know that they are so loved. We'd like to recognize Ms. Savannah Vardell for Teacher of the Year. There is also a YouTube video that the district provided that's on our Rotary Club website that'll give the highlights of her Teacher of the Year recognition at this year's convocation. So be sure you look at that if you have not.
Oh, and we have chocolate for you. So y'all can decide on milk chocolate or dark chocolate.
All teachers need chocolate.
All right, now our next honoree is Mr. James Jenkins, and he is the 2021-2022 Highland Park Middle School Teacher of the Year. He is in his, 20th year of service with HPISD, and he currently teaches 7th and 8th grade news broadcasting, intro to digital media, and advanced art. He holds a Master of Arts with a major in art from Texas Woman's University and a Bachelor of Fine Arts from the University of North Texas. Each day he performs the duties of a studio manager, mentor, and educator to his classes. His colleagues have observed that with patience and understanding, he has been able to propel the multidisciplinary media services of the middle school to new heights. By employing less of a hand-holding technique, James allows his students to conduct their own research so that they are responsible for their own knowledge acquisition. It is with his guidance and instruction that his students are able to reach new understandings when developing creative technical practices. With James, there is no extra mile. It's the extra triathlon. He helps foster an environment where his students are better able to tell the stories of the world around them, building them up to be future communicators who interact with their communities in a thoughtful and constructive manner. His work speaks for itself. Ask a student, watch the announcements, go the extra mile, and see for yourself. Jenkins is Raider Media News. Congratulations, James Jenkins.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Get my good side. Thank you.
And again, thank you to our educators, especially in a time such as now with all of the things going on. So hats off to you all for what you do for our youth.
And you'll have to check out Sean's boots. He's a sharp dresser. And Tom Swift is going to introduce new member Herb Hammond. Come on up, Herb and Tom. Exciting.
So I just want to say Herb is also a sharp dresser, so take a look.
Absolutely.
So a lot of you remember when Richard Stanford was president, he used to start the meeting with a little tidbit that stuck with me. Do anybody remember what it was? It's a great day to be a Rotarian. Well, I'm going to make a little amendment to that, and I'm going to say today and every day, it's a great day to be a Park Cities Rotarian because we continue to attract great new members like Herb Hammond. So please welcome him to the club. Say hi to him. I'll be planning him out front for the next 4 months. I know the packet says 4 weeks, but 4 months. And please join me in welcoming him. So I mentioned to Herb, there's a lot of stuff in here. The key part of it is to focus on the steps to get your permanent blue badge. He's already been to a board meeting, so one chit is already accomplished in that. So there you go, Herb.
Way to go, Herb. Let's get a picture. Herb. Let's get a picture. Welcome, Herb. And now Jeff Brady is going to auction 2 items. You know, our club office is moving, and we don't have quite the storage that we did with our old office. You'll be able to come see our new office. It's going to be really fabulous. So we have 2 auction items that Jeff Brady is going to auction.
Vintage.
Vintage.
These are vintage.
Yes, vintage. And Miss Laura and I are going to be Vanna for him.
Oh, good,
yeah.
good. Hey, I just want to say something real quick. Those of you who are parents know what a great blessing it is to have an instructor who can uplift, inspire, motivate your kids. And I just want to echo the congratulations for our 2 teachers here today, especially because all 3 of our kids had the great fortune to have Mr. James Jenkins as their instructor. And they all went through the program. They all were excited, motivated, and eager to go to school. And that's what it takes to make a great school, is great instructors. So thank you both for being here. Just want to get that in. Okay, dad joke. What did the proud monkey call his son? Anybody? Anybody? Chimp off the old block. Huh? I know. You grown now, but you'll be telling that later. I know. What do you call a lazy baby kangaroo? Last one. Lazy baby kangaroo. Pouch potato. A pouch potato. Okay. Okay, what do we have here? Let's go. This is our vintage banner. Ladies, it's kind of hard to see around me, but y'all have seen it for years back here behind the podium. So this is the vintage. This is not just any banner. This is the actual banner that hung here at our esteemed club behind speaker after speaker after speaker for so many years. At Heritage Auction Galleries, they would say this is worth a fortune. And that's what we're expecting here. So do we have an idea where we want to start the bidding, President Happy? Oh, well, I mean, you have to pay your speaker, your auctioneer. But where else do you think it would? No, I'm kidding. Where does the money go?
It goes to our Happy Bucks.
Happy Bucks, Happy Bucks. So who wouldn't want to have this hanging in your den? Dan, you guys would have plenty of room for this right there over the fireplace. So where do we want to start the bidding? We're going to start the bidding at 50. Richard, okay, $50 right here for Richard Sanford. Yes, sir. $50 right here. How many do I have? 55. 55. Anybody? 55. 50 going at 55. Anybody? Over here, 55. Do I have 60? 60. Can I get 60? 60 in the back. $100. $100 right here. Can I get a 105? 105. Anybody back at the back table? 105. I know you have your eye on this. 105. Anybody want to say 105 for the beautiful red, white, and blue banner? Vintage banner. 105. 105 right here. Richard, 105. Who says 110? 110. Don't let Richard take it home. 110. Who gets 110? 110. Back there. Anybody? Back in the back? I see you. You're thinking about it. Kyle, I know you're thinking about it. Who says 110? Anybody? Mark? Anybody? Do you see anybody back here? Going 110. $110 for the vintage banner. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Mr. Stanford, thank you. Thank you so much. It'll go to a place of honor in your garage. I know. Okay, what now? Here's what else we have. Yes, we're going to, it'll depend on after our speaker today, then I'll let you know if we're going to. Okay, so this, ladies, okay. Let's see, hold this up. Now, this is also a vintage item from our Rotary Club that dates back circa 1948. 1948, I'm being told. It's very heavy. Is that solid wood? Yeah. Solid wood. And it's, again, one of our older logos that we can no longer use, but you could proudly display in your kitchen or make it into a Lazy Susan in your kitchen. You can serve from it. We don't care. Or a Frisbee. Or it could be a card table. We're not sure. Where do we want to start the bidding on this? Happy? $50. Richard Stanford bids another $50. Dan says 55. 60 from Dan. Anybody else? 75 over here at the far side. Over here, anybody? Come on, come on. Somebody wake up that table in back. $100, $100. Boom, boom. Who's going to say 105? 105. Do we have a 105 for the beautiful wooden 125? Whoa, all right. This is getting hot in here. 125. Can I get 130? 130, 130, right over here. We got 130. Who else? Can I get 135? What? No, ma'am, when you raise your hand at an auction, you've bid. You just bought this thing. Can I get 135? 135. Anybody else? Unless you have a great story to tell about this. The difference in the logo? Well, yeah, this one, we can no longer use this because of the white.
Yeah, it doesn't have the white in between the spokes.
Solid color.
So Rotary International sends out these edicts about what we can use, what we can't. So are you good with 135? Is that where we had you? No. She says no. Okay, somebody arrest her. She's going to have to be. You cannot do that in a live auction. Where were we? 120? 120. 125. We were 125. Can I get 130? 130. Anybody? We've got to move along here. Going once, going twice. Boom. 125 to the beautiful lady over here at the far left. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Happy. Thanks for all your bidding.
Thank you. Very fun. And now Kyle Marmillion is going to tell us about the humanitarian outreach teams. We want to make sure that everybody in the room knows about all the things that we do here. So you can sign up for the proper teams. So he's going to be telling you about some of the things we offer, and you may just pop up after the meeting and say, Kyle, I got to sign up for that team. So come on up, Kyle.
Sweet, back again. Well, that was awesome on Arkansas. This morning I did put on my Longhorn cufflinks. So we've got another game. So anyways, all right, so humanitarian, let's start with our North Texas Food Bank truck. Stan Wright. Stan, are you here? So Stan's been doing this for a little while now, and so he is our chair for North Texas Food Bank truck, and so he will be your contact there. Meals on Wheels. Okay, we got Chair Jim Weichel. Jim, are you here? Jim, no. Barbara Clark as a vice chair. No. Okay, so we can move on to Ronald McDonald House. Our chair is Kathleen Claviter. Kathleen, in the back. Yes, and she has an opening for a vice chair, so if you'd like to join her, we can get you set up. Veteran support, Evan Altimus. He is here, a new member, and looking for people to help him with veteran support. Agape Dentistry with a Heart is Dr. Michael Rainwater, and co-chair Fred Brown. Bonton Farms Meal Packing, chair Holly Hollenbeck. Holly, are you here?
She's in New York City.
New York City, that's right. And then Vice Chair Stephanie Bohan. And then our last but not least is Bonton Farms Volunteering. And that's Stephanie as well. So let's start this Rotary year with a good push for everything that we do, especially humanitarian outreach. Thank you.
I keep having to adjust the microphone. Miss Bobbie Quick is going to tell us about A Christmas Carol. Come on up, Miss Bobbie.
And the microphone goes back up. Ha. I mentioned Christmas Carol to y'all before. I negotiated with the theater a special offer for Uptown Rotary. So on Sunday, December 5th, the 2 o'clock matinee, we've arranged an access code. We have a discount of 20% off adult single tickets in any section and 50% off youth tickets, which is up to age 18. I need to explain, they're not holding a section for us. When the tickets are sold, they're sold. So if you wait until December 4th, it's probably going to be sold out. The holidays get crazy. If you're in a position to plan now, it's always an amazing production. I understand one year Scrooge was actually a woman. I can tell you it will not be a woman this year. And Marsha's going to usher, so we'll have good service as well. If you have any questions, call the box office or call me. Thank you so much.
And to get that discount, be sure that you call the box office to buy the tickets versus buying it online. For those of y'all that are part of Elaine's Peanut Butter Gang, if you'll stay after the meeting to get a picture in front of the red carpet banner, we'll get a picture. If you were part of Elaine's Peanut Butter Gang, you know who you are. We'll get that picture after the meeting. Before you leave, if you'll be sure to take a picture of you and maybe the person next to you in front of the red carpet banner, post it onto your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, whatever other social media you have, so you can share Rotary. Tomorrow, we are going to Chocolate Secrets. We get to hear Pat Peterson, who has sung with so many awesome groups like the Bee Gees. I'm really looking forward to going. There's no cost to actually attend. Just whatever amount of chocolate or other kind of beverages and alcoholic beverages or teas or coffees that you'd like to buy, that's all that you have to pay for. It's going to be a lot of fun. They have beer and wine. It's a really fun place, and I'm really excited about the entertainment. I look forward to seeing you there tomorrow night. The first session of Legacy of Leadership is Wednesday, September 22nd. We have a big class, and so this is really like the last chance for you to sign up for this year's class. It's going to be really awesome. We have a lot of people here in the room that are really involved in Legacy of Leadership. If y'all will raise your hand so that if you have any questions about that, you can visit with them after the meeting so we can get you signed up. Saturday, October 16th, stand if you'll stand. We're going to have our next NTFB packing day. So you were asking about our volunteer opportunities. This is the next one. Well, there's always lots of stuff going on, but this is our next big packing day, Saturday, October 16th, from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. At NTFB on Maple Shade and Plano. Yeah. So we'll get pictures. We'll do lots of good. We were pictured sorting all kinds of items last time. It was lots of fun. So Stan already has that up on the website, so you can sign up today. We don't really need you to sign up you can sign up on our registration site, but what we really need you to do is to register on the NTFB site. And then that link is included in the email I sent last night, and it's on the website. So you got to be sure to sign up on the NTFB sign-up sheet. That's a must. Yeah, we had a great turnout last time. We'd like to have an even better turnout this time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Our first blood drive in a long time is going to be Friday, November 12th here at North Park. I'd love to have a team leader to coordinate that. It's going to be a fabulous event. At our board meeting, I was really surprised and delighted to hear how many blood donors we have in our group. And so we do a lot of great work in this group, and then but share it with your friends, because we're not the only ones that can give blood. So have people that come here and give blood on Friday, November 12th. And now, without any further ado, Daniel Drabinski is going to introduce our fantastic speaker. I'm so delighted to hear him. Let's give it up for Daniel.
Thank you very much, Happy. Appreciate it. So I'm actually very excited about today. I was thinking about it this morning. Over the course of the last 8 years, I have been introduced, or my company has been introduced as a sponsor of Simon's various events for about 24 times. But this is actually the first time I get to actually introduce Simon, or Dr. Mack, as a speaker. So very excited. First of all, thank you to all the teachers who are here today. Thank you for everything you do for our students. I have a child in 8th grade at the middle school as well, and you guys do an incredible job. Growing up as a child, we used to joke that the kids who got the A's became professors, the kids who got the B's went to work for GE, and the kids who got the C's ultimately started businesses. And it hasn't completely turned out to be true, but the thing I love about our speaker today, Dr. Simon Mack, is he was obviously the A student. He went to MIT and got a BS in mechanical engineering, then went to SMU Cox School and received an MBA before finishing off his PhD in applied sciences from the WYLY School of Engineering at SMU. Incredibly brilliant guy, but he also has some of those traits of the C student in that he's incredibly entrepreneurial, investigative. He's just a ball of energy and has been a fantastic guy to learn under over the last 7 or 8 years that I've known him. In addition to running things such as the Dallas 100, the 100 fastest growing private companies in Dallas, he also runs the business certificate program for SMU that I know he'll speak about a little bit. He also runs the Southwest Venture Forum, and this past year was asked to be on the Mayor of Dallas's Entrepreneurship Task Force. So I know he's going to talk about that a little bit, as well as upcoming business in the Dallas community. But Dr. Mack is just, the thing I love about him is just his desire and passion to learn. A couple years ago when cryptocurrency and blockchain really started taking over, I remember him pounding the table and saying, I need to learn more about this. Next thing you know, he grabbed a suitcase, and I'm going to repeat this because this is pretty incredible. He headed to London, Berlin, Malta, Kuala Lumpur. Where is that, Simon? Malaysia. Singapore, Israel, Beijing, and Shanghai, all researching cryptocurrency and blockchain companies. I remember talking to his assistant at the point, saying, where in the world is Simon? How do we get a hold of him? But his passion's incredible. He started up the eSports team at SMU this past year. Is just an infectious personality, and excited to hear him speak. So, Dr. Mack.
All right. Before I get into my program, Dan knows this is kind of my standard thing, which is to take pictures of the audience and post it. But in the spirit of what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to take a picture and talk to you about how we make this an NFT. Right? Okay? So I'm going to take a picture of this side. All right? Everybody wave. Hey, 1, 2, 3, say NFT. All right, and then we'll go this way. 1, 2, 3, NFT. Okay, good. I'll talk more about this in a minute, all right? Again, thank you so much, Dan, for inviting me. I mean, it's really an honor, and let me just pause for a second and say, to come in here, to pray, to say the pledge, to sing. I mean, these are things that we in America take for granted. You know, my father dragged 3 little kids from Hong Kong in pursuit of something called the American dream. And he came here exactly for that reason. And this organization is one of the representations of the American dream, right? My field, entrepreneurship, is all about pursuing the American dream. And so I think sometimes we forget that, especially today, right, in the media and all the stuff that's going on. But we really should give a shout out to the American dream. When I bring my students, so I've been to at least half of these flags, and I bring my students with me, and they always say, Simon, you're driving me nuts. I said, why? He's like, you're so American. I'm like, amen, brother. You right? And that's exactly it. And then, of course, I say, I'm actually Texan. and then they go, ooh. And, of course, I say, you wear cowboy hats and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun for me to speak to this audience. You know, I already feel kind of at home. And then this will be a chance for me to kind of update you on some of my research areas and some of the things that I've been doing. I hope you will enjoy them, okay? So let me go ahead and get started. Oh, before I get started, I have a comment about HPISD as well. And so about 1.5 years ago, HPISD started a program called MAPS. Have you guys familiar with that? All right. So I was one of the persons. So MAPS is part of the Moody Innovation Institute. It's a creative program that at the Highland Park High School that you have to apply to. And it has many different modules in this program. One of the modules is entrepreneurship. And I had the honor to help them sort of form the foundation of this program. Well, they finally invited me over to Highland Park High School the other day, and I saw the facility. I tell you what, there's something really, really nice going on there. And you have to apply to get in, I found out. You can't just sign up. And so I tell all my friends who have kids in Highland Park, I said, you got to make sure that they sign up for that program. And so there's some nice things going on, and I appreciate the Highland Park High School teachers promoting innovation and entrepreneurship to our next generation, right? Because let me tell you guys something else. All right, now you got me going, all right? When I travel the world, here's what I found out. I found out that every United Nations country is integrating or has already started teaching entrepreneurship in their K-12 curriculum. Every United Nations country except America. All right? You know what that means? 20 years from now, our kids are going to go into this thing called the marketplace. And by the way, the marketplace might be in space. How about that? I'll talk about that as well, in space, right? Our kids going to be behind the 8 ball. So the programs like the MAPS, right, that's where it's at. And so if you have a chance to support that program, Jeff Orsak and his team out there, I definitely strongly encourage you to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, there we go. All right. So, I'm an entrepreneurship professor at SMU, and I have to give you this hot off the presses, all right? So, September issue of Entrepreneur magazine. You go to the bookstore right now, you get this magazine, and this young man is on the cover of the magazine. He was one of my students as a sophomore at SMU. Now, let me tell you a little bit about him. He rarely showed up to class. And when he showed up to class, I said, where were you, Francois? And he's like, oh, I'm negotiating with lawyers, and I'm negotiating with accountants, I'm negotiating with real estate. I'm like, yeah, right. These college kids, right? They have all these creative excuses about why they missed a class. And finally, he showed me to his first startup, which was a poke bowl restaurant called Poke the Raw Bar. And I was like, wow, this kid is serious. And I knew he was going places. Well, he's on the cover of magazine right now because this is like his 4th gig since he was in my class. He started something called La La Land Kind Cafe. I don't know if you heard of that, all right? La La Land Kind Cafe, not only does it have a cool and hip environment, but it's what we call a social enterprise. I have no idea where this kid got this in his heart, but he had a heart for foster kids. I don't know if you know much about foster kids, but foster kids, when they become 18, they are literally thrown out into society and basically said, good luck. And if you look at the statistics of foster kids going into all sorts of bad things, it's very, very high. So as a high school kid, somehow he got it in his heart to want to help these foster kids. And so he is hiring foster kids. He wants to build a school to educate them. He wants to build housing for them. That's why he's on the cover of Entrepreneur magazine. And so I'm delighted to highlight him and promote him. So go to La La Land Kind Cafe. All right. If you go there, you will see that it is what is known as Instagrammable. So he taught me at his first business. He says, Professor Mack, if you have a business where you have like regular people like this, especially younger people, you got to make it Instagrammable. So every little piece of all of his restaurants, you go there on the weekends and the nights, and you see these kids, they're all taking selfies there. Free marketing. Right? And so that's called Instagrammable. I'm like, oh, no kidding. So I learned a lot from him. And so it's a delight by the way, that picture there, anybody from TCU, if you would recognize the picture, because that's the horned toad statue at TCU. And every year we bring them to the TCU business plan competition. When they pitched their startup idea to serve foster kids, TCU business plan competition leaders created a new category just for them. And they walked away with $5,000. I mean, that's how incredible these guys are. And guess what? Their parents came to America to pursue the American dream. You see that? All right? And so the American dream, that's what this is all about. And this is what we should be embodying more and promoting to the next generation. All right, so My name is Simon. I love to play a little game called Simon Says. So everybody stand up. No, I'm not going to do that. But I will say that I've titled my talk today as Simon Says, sort of my top 5 things that Simon says. So let me go ahead and start with the first one. So I work for something called the Caruth Institute for Entrepreneurship at the Cox School of Business. If you wouldn't mind helping me, I don't know. Should I be pointing in the back? It shouldn't matter, right? By the way, all right, hold on. You know what they say? Simon, did you turn it on? So let me see. Yeah, it looks like it's turned on. Oh, there we go. Okay, all right, very good. So the Caruth Institute for Entrepreneurship is celebrating its 51st year at SMU. We were started in 1970. Now, many of us were not here in 1970, right? Jeff, you got that one. All right. And so we believe that we are the first entrepreneurship center to be created in a university on the planet. And this is in your backyard in Highland Park, in University Park at SMU. I wasn't here in 1970, but I've been there now almost 17 years. And so I run the Entrepreneurship Center. And then I also run the entrepreneurship program, so we have a faculty, we have departments, all right? The Entrepreneurship Center right now is just the 2 of us, myself and another lady by the name of Nancy Hong, and we're trying to hire a 3rd person, so we're very lean and mean in that regards. There we go. All right, thank you. And so basically, think about the entrepreneurship program at SMU as two dual mission. One mission is just to teach entrepreneurship classes, right, to students. So you send them to undergrad, graduate students, and when I teach undergrads, MBAs, all different entrepreneurship content. What's interesting about the entrepreneurship program at SMU as a university is we actually have 3 flavors, believe it or not. We have what's known as business entrepreneurship, which is what I teach. Then we have something called arts entrepreneurship, which is focused on people in the arts. And I bet you there's some folks in the arts in this audience. And then we have engineering entrepreneurship for old engineers like me who want to think about how to invent stuff and bring it to marketplace. And so we have 3 flavors of entrepreneurship, and it's a lot of fun teaching in that program in those 3 areas. We also have a community program, and so what I did was I gave you guys a handout. And so our community mission is to promote entrepreneurship, wink, wink, the American dream, right, in the city of Dallas. And here I have a little flyer just to talk to you about some of the things that we do. We have that right at the bottom where it says community service. We teach entrepreneurship to anybody and everybody who wants to come, all right? And I will tell you, I have had, Jeff Brady, I've had people from television take this class. It's actually a lot of fun. Yeah? So there you go. Then we also have something called the Southwest Venture Forum, which is like a Shark Tank, right? But it's very low cost. Usually, if you go to a place where you have real entrepreneurs pitch to raise capital, you have to join that club. You have to be like a member. Not this one. It's just like a breakfast event like this, and we do this as a service to the community. By the way, the next Southwest Venture Forum event is November 11th, Veterans Day. So we are doing a salute to veteran entrepreneurs, and so come on out for that one. And then last but not least, actually down at the bottom, the Dallas 100 Entrepreneur Awards. One of the most fun parts of my job is I get to meet the 100 fastest growing privately held companies here in the city of Dallas. And we throw a big party for them. You are all welcome to attend. It is open to the public because it's about community. And you're all welcome to bring your client. You're all welcome to bring your aunt, your uncle, your kids to say, hey, come check this out. Celebrate. Celebrate free enterprise. Celebrate what we're talking about. So you're all welcome there. And then at the bottom is one of my research areas. Every summer now I give a blockchain summit. And so some of the things I'm going to talk to you today came from my summer blockchain summit, okay? All right. The next thing I want to talk about is back in January, the city of Dallas mayor was looking at a bunch of rankings, national city rankings, on the most entrepreneurial, the most innovative cities. And you know what? Dallas wasn't even in the top 50. And so he said, what are we going to do about that? And so he said, like a good Politician, let's form a committee. So we formed a committee, and they call it a task force. And they said, let's get a task force, and I was invited to part of this task force to basically do three things. One, research what's going on in the city of Dallas. Why aren't we ranked higher? Number two, what can we do to go higher? And then number three, actually make some real recommendations, right? And so I was part of this Dallas task force, and here we are at Pegasus Park. Do you guys know where Pegasus Park is? Over there off of 35. Pegasus Park is being completely renovated by a woman named Lyda Hill. Lyda Hill is putting her money where her mouth is because she says, I want to promote biotech startups here in the city of Dallas. Because she definitely wanted to do startups, but she wanted to do in a healthcare area because she wanted to benefit society. And so the old Pegasus building is being completely converted into a biotech startup hub. We're right outside that hub right here, and this is the press release. This is where we had a press conference. That's my first ever press conference that I went to, so that was a lot of fun. So this is a press conference, and these are some of the things that we talked about. Number one, the city of Dallas, is really good when it comes to small business. Absolutely. We're not very good when it comes to startups. Of course, they said, what in the world are you talking about, Professor Mack? I said, well, a startup, by definition, is a company that is started for the purpose of growing and scaling with the goal of creating lots of jobs and having maximum economic impact. Does that make sense? The companies that go IPO, for example, would be considered startups. And so we said, you're right. So that was the first big aha moment from our analysis of what was going on in the city of Dallas. Great support for small business, but not a lot of great support for the startups. All right. The other thing that we discovered, not yet, sorry. The other thing that we discovered was that when it comes to startups, we're not very good with tech. Isn't that weird? We have all these IT, you always see these rankings about the Dallas area being one of the top places for IT jobs. All these IT jobs are being sucked up by corporations. These are not IT jobs by people doing startups. And so we said, aha, we got to emphasize technology more. And so we started focusing in an area known as tech commercialization. Basically what that means is going to these engineering schools, going to UT Southwesterns of the world, and taking all these cool inventions that they're inventing, and then commercializing them into actual products that can help society. Wouldn't that be cool? And so we call that tech commercialization. So boom, we got to do more focus on that. And fortunately, with my engineering background, that was a very natural turn of events for me. The other thing, still not yet. The other thing is we wanted to get our students involved. So our MBA Entrepreneurship Club students started creating a business plan competition specifically focused on encouraging students at SMU to do startups, not small businesses. Okay, and then finally we're talking about doing a startup based on tech only, and so basically. Why in the world do we want to focus on tech? So let me pause here. This is based on my PhD research. We're always talking about job creation, job creation, job creation. I think we can all give a 2 thumbs up. Job creation is great. But exactly what kind of jobs do we want to create? Well, what we want to create is we want to create high-paying jobs in industries that people actually want to work in. Does that make sense? Well, guess what? Based on my research in doing my dissertation, that's tech. On average, tech pays the highest, and these are jobs that people actually enjoy doing, generally speaking, okay? Generally speaking. And so that's what we need. That's the kind of jobs we need in the Dallas area, right? We want these high-paying, fun jobs, and that makes the, all boats rise kind of thing, and makes the whole city much more fun to live in. Okay, next slide, please. Then off campus, so again, in terms of focusing on what we're doing in the community, all right, we're giving scholarships for entrepreneurs who want to have a tech startup. So if you want to take our entrepreneurship certificate class, if you got a startup idea, we will give you scholarships for that. Again, we're placing our students into these Dallas 100 businesses so that they can learn what true startup is like. and they can be excited about, our students can be excited about that. And then we're also featuring more startups in our Southwest Venture Forum. So yesterday, we featured 2 IPOs. Do you guys know what were the 2 companies that IPO'd in the Dallas area in the last year? Alchemy and Lantern Pharma. You know how rare it is to have one company go IPO in the city of Dallas? We had 2 go IPO in the last 12 months, within the 12 months. That's very unusual. So we wanted to celebrate that, right? We want to celebrate that, and we wanted to promote that to the people in the audience. All right, thank you. Next slide, please. All right, now, blockchain. Okay, so let's talk about blockchain. Let's go to the next slide. El Salvador becomes the first country to adopt Bitcoin as national currency. All right, let me just tease out this headline. First of all, where is it? Where in the world is El Salvador? Central, okay, good. I got to make sure we're all on the same page here, all right? So Central America. This is Central America now. What was El Salvador known for during the Reagan years? Do you remember that? And, Sandinistas, whatever that was, but it's a cool phrase, Sandinistas. Okay, so El Salvador has become the first country, right? First country meaning sovereign nation, because Bitcoin's been in all countries, right? But it's been the first country, all right, to adopt Bitcoin, before I talk about what Bitcoin is, as a national currency. Now, what do we mean by that? All right, so we have to define what is currency. So, currency is simply some asset you use to buy something, all right? That's it. In the old days, salt used to be currency. Remember that? And in the really, really old days, the tulips used to be currency. Yeah. Oh, I only have 3 minutes left? Oh, okay. All right, I did not realize that. I'm sorry. I got carried away. Okay, so basically what they're so Bitcoin and Bitcoin is basically a currency that has no nationality. Nobody owns it. That's why it's known as a decentralized currency. Now, U.S., China, a lot of these other countries are coming up with what they call digital currencies for the country. Right? But that's not Bitcoin, because it's still owned by the country. So El Salvador is literally giving up their ability to control currency in that country. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. But I don't think it can be stopped. All right? That is a movement that is going to happen. And so keep an eye on that. And Bitcoin, by the way, is hovering around $50,000. And so right now you can get an account on Robinhood and start buying Bitcoin. That's how simple it was. When I first started trading 5 years ago, it was not that simple. And so I definitely encourage you to think about, why in the world would anybody want to have currency and not have the government know what's going on? Think about that. That's very interesting. Okay. All right, next slide. NFTs. Okay, NFT, basically you take a picture, you digitize it, and you put it on the blockchain, and then you auction it off, just like what you guys just did. That's all NFT is. It's just taking, instead of having Bitcoin on the blockchain, you have these little digital pictures on the blockchain, and they're floating around, and they're coming out, and people are buying it, and they're storing it, and they're saving it, with the hope that it becomes worth something. And the reason why it's on blockchain is because blockchain has the ability to absolutely guarantee the author of the work. That's why people want to put this stuff on blockchain. In other words, that the flag here, we can authenticate that, and it will always be authenticated throughout every time you exchange the hands. And so that's why people are playing around with NFTs on blockchain. And then I think that's it, right? One more. Okay. Okay. So how we turn our picture to the blockchain? Believe it or not, you take this digital image. You go to a website that basically says, we will put this on our blockchain for you. There's services now. And so you can basically take this image, upload it, tell us how you want to start the bidding, and you're off and running. It's that easy. That's why you're seeing it all on the marketplace. Now you sit and hold back and you go, okay, let's see who's going to bid on this. All right. And let me make it, I want to go all the way, just go ahead, I'll go to the last slide. Actually, the next slide I want to talk about, I really apologize, I did not realize I was, Oh, okay. All right, okay. So eSports, next, one slide and we're going to go. Keep going, next slide. No, one more. Look at all the brands that are getting involved in eSports. Here we go. This 16-year-old kid won $3 million winning an eSports tournament. I don't need to say anything else. All right? That's where eSports is coming to. Kids are winning $3 million prizes. That's why it's hot. For businesses, if you advertise on one eSport, you got 200 million people worldwide seeing your brand. That's why businesses are trying to get into eSports. All right, next slide. Next slide. We have an Arlington Stadium. That's me with my eSports club. Next slide. And then the next thing I want to talk about is space. All right, next slide, next slide. And this is, keep going. All right. I don't know if you got, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Space is booming as an investment category. Keep going, keep going, keep going. One more. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Okay, keep going. One more. Right there. I don't know if you guys know this, but Texas is a leader in space. All right? So it's coming to us. And from a business organization, we got to be ready for it. All right? You've got SpaceX, you've got NASA, you've got Blue Origin, and then you've got Virgin Galactic. That's in New Mexico, just right outside of us. Thank you very much. I apologize. I didn't realize.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Mack. You're obviously a great speaker. We look forward to having you come back and do part 2. You obviously have much more to cover, and I know that lots of people here in here have questions, so we look forward to having you back. A book is being placed in your honor at McShann Elementary.
Oh.
And we thank you so much for speaking today. You were a hit, obviously.
All right, thank you, guys.
And I'd like to get a picture.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And Jen Hammond is going to give our membership minute.
So what do you think? Hi, I'm Jen Hammond, and my membership minute starts back when I was a senior in high school. I was the Interact president and got a scholarship from Interact. And of course, when you get a scholarship from Rotary, you go to the luncheon. So I went to the luncheon in 1987 and sat there and said, "Thank you so much for my scholarship. This is awesome. I love this opportunity, and I can't wait to join your club." When we went back and sat down, I got to, my sponsor whispered in my ear, "I don't know if you noticed, but there's no women." And I was like, oh, no, I didn't. And so it took a couple years before I joined Rotary, because it was a few years after that we were allowed to join. So that is my Rotary minute. It did not deter me. I loved the organization from the beginning. I did not see, I guess we're going to call it sex because I can't come up with another word. Gender, thank you. I did not see gender. I did not see race. I did not see anything. All I did was see a lot of wonderful people who were servant leaders. And I guess my minute's up. Thank you, Happy.
Very stylish. Next week's meeting, we're going to have Jody Grant, the founding chairman and CEO of Clyde Warren Park. So come here, all about Clyde Warren Park. I'm really looking forward to that meeting and program. And now, without any further ado, Herb Hammond is going to lead the four-way test. If you'll stand.
Thank you, President Happy, and I look forward to being a member of the club. Please join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, truth. Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendship? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Sure, like. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Going forward.